Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Sometimes when we just live our day-to-day life, you take things for granted and you don't realize how back then in the Alta Shtetl, what today is so simple, back then was complicated with many halachas. Now when I say back then, it could be in the Shtetl, it could be that even in the Shtetl it was already allowed. In the times of the Gemara and times of the Mishnah, this was a difficult parsha. Now I'll give you a very simple example. You wake up in the morning, you want to make a breakfast, and you need eggs. So you send out your kid and you say, go, here's $1, here's $2, $3, go to the store and buy eggs. Well, who says that the store is selling kosher eggs? There is no OU or OK on the carton of eggs. Why does a carton of eggs not need a hechsher? Who says it's a kosher bird? A very simple question. Now let's go a step further. If you go into the Gemara discussing the issue of eggs, the Gemara at one period of time even thought eggs in general is prohibited because eggs is aver min achai. The chicken laid the egg while it's still alive. It's no different than a chicken getting stuck on a fence and a wing comes off, and you're not allowed to eat that wing because it's aver min achai as long as the chicken is alive. So why is the egg allowed? And for that the Gemara says that there is a special pasuk to tell you that since we learn it from the mitzvah of Shiluach Hakan, where the Torah says the mother bird is Reivetzes ala beitzim, Shaleach teshalach ha'eim v'sabonim tikach loch. So over there we see, if the Torah is discussing how do you deal with the mother and the baby and the birds, from there you could prove that the Torah obviously has no issue as aver min achai, as a living limb with the bird and its eggs. Okay, but that at least there was a discussion about that in the Gemara. But how about the fact that the dozen eggs that you're sending your little child to go to the store to buy, who says it's from a kosher bird? It could be from a non-kosher bird. And what is there any way for a grown, mature person, if he's not going to the store to buy, he's not buying the commercially sold eggs, he's going to a farm, and in a farm he sees eggs, could he just take it and assume that it's a kosher bird? So this is actually a discussion in Shulchan Aruch and Hilchis Beitzim, Yeridea Siman Pei Vav. And the Shulchan Aruch and Sif Aleph first gives you a different look of a kosher bird's egg and a non-kosher bird's egg. He says if the egg is completely round like a baseball, that's not a kosher bird. If an egg is sharp, pointy on both sides, it's also not a kosher egg, not from a kosher bird. If the white and the yellow swaps the color, the white is the inside and the yellow is on the outside, it gives you some pointers to know what is a kosher egg and what is not a kosher egg. So how is it that we go to the store and we just buy a carton of eggs and there's no supervision if it's from the kosher bird? So in Seif Beis, the Mechaber says the reason. The Mechaber says after all the hint points I gave you to see what you should notice what's a kosher egg or not. Achshav noyagim likach beitzim bestam. Nevertheless, today's days you're allowed to go and just buy a dozen eggs from just anybody. Mikol adam. And the reason for this is lefi she'ein beitzei oif tomei matzoi beinenu. Because where people live, the eggs from non-kosher birds are not common. They're not. You don't find those birds here. You definitely don't find their eggs being sold. So because it's so uncommon, you could not only assume, we accept that the person selling you eggs is selling you eggs from a kosher bird. Now, maybe the bird is found to be a treif. That could be. It could be a kosher family, a kosher species, but it's not. It's not a bird that you could eat because it's treif. So that's a discussion later on, and that you'll never know until you actually shechted it. But to assume the worst, we don't. And because min hastam, it's from the kosher family, you could buy eggs just from anybody.